Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I've just come from a local village festival, so I'll put some clips of that in at the end. But what I was saying the other day about the orders from Grown Local, they have arrived. So I've got 2 chili grows and then I've got 1 quad grow. That's meant to be for tomatoes, and these are obviously meant to be for chilies, but we'll see what I'm actually going to put in them. So let's get them open. Right, how does this work then? Okay, right. Right. Place your smart reservoir on an even and level surface. So that's this. Place the feeder tray on top of the smart reservoir. At this point, do not add any water to the smart reservoir. So that goes on like that. Take the nutrient access cover and position it over the open rectangle aperture in the smart reservoir. Okay, that. So nutrient access cover. So that goes on there like that. Insert a feeder mat through the central hole in each pot until the pointed tip is just below the top of the pot. This will leave a section of feeder mat exposed at the base of the pot, which should in turn be inserted through one of the large 3 central holes in the feeder tray. Position the 3 pots on each feeder tray, ensuring the bottom of the exposed feeder mats touches the base of the smart reservoir. Okay, so it's basically capillary matting then. So this goes through the hole, I suppose. And then through there. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. So they look like that. So it's basically capillary matting, that green felt stuff. So the top of it comes up into the soil. So this bit will be filled with soil, and the bottom base bit will be filled with like nutrients and water. So then it sort of sucks up the water slowly through the capillary matting and into the soil. So I just need to put compost in now and firm it down, obviously, and then I can get, I think, some chilies planted into here. It comes with 2 bottles of Nutrigold, so it's got B on one and A on the other. It says in the instructions, so if the compost you're putting in already has feed, you don't have to add these until the feeds run out in that compost. So I'll check my compost before I put anything in. And then it says in the instructions, so for a 10-litre watering can, you'll need 60 mils of the A and B nutrient solution. So it says add 6 mil of both the Nutrigold A and B concentrated solution to each litre of water. And there's a little cup in the bag, so you measure it with that. So 60 mils per 10 litres, so 30 mils per 5 litre cans. So you add that, and then you just fill up the reservoir. But it says don't fill the reservoir until it's had a good water and run dry. So let's sort it. I'm not sure what this bug is. Some sort of caterpillar. It's kind of colourful. I'm hoping it's not damaging my roses. There was loads of aphids on it yesterday, so I'm hoping it's eating them. If anyone knows, please let me know. Also, it's starting to flower. Oh, I can't wait to see what it smells like. Gonna get some soil in them. So it's just it's just multi-purpose with added John-ins. So I'm just gonna use some of that. Making sure to try and keep the matting stuff standing up. Right, there's some soil in them. So I've got 4 different chilies. I have chili pepper, Chiang Rai, I assume that's how you say that, Chiang Rai. I then have chili pepper Scotch bonnet. Chili pepper Cheyenne F1. And chili pepper F1 orange spice. So I've got 4, I've got 2 of these sets, so I'll have to get another couple chilies for the other one. So at least I've got enough spaces for them all. All of the chilies that I've been growing myself from seed are doing absolutely nothing. So all of these are just from the garden centre. But it is what it is. Right, so let's get a few of these in. Let's put in here, let's have Scotch bonnet in the middle. No, actually let's have a taller one in the middle. There we go, there's one. That's Chiang Rai. He's in. Let's get another one in. Cheyenne F1. There's 2 in. And this one was Cheyenne. There we go, 3. And that one was Scotch bonnet. Gonna give them a water in. So it says you just give them a water, and then when the top of the soil is almost dry to the touch, sorry, there's a plane going over, I don't know if you can hear it. When the soil's almost dry to the touch, the surface of the soil, then you fill the reservoir up. Not entirely sure why, but I don't know. Maybe it's because, like, if the top of it's dry, it's moist toward the bottom, so then it's able to suck the water up better. Not sure. Not sure about the science, but I'll do what it says. There we go, one done. Now I've done one, I know what I'm doing. And it's actually really easy, to be fair. I wasn't sure if it was going to be like assembling loads of stuff, but it's proper easy. And these are from Grown Local. I think it was 2 of these chili grow sets with the 3 pot bits. I think it was like 2 of them was 60, I'm sure. And then I got 1 quad grow for the probably tomatoes, which was 50, I want to say. I think it was something like that anyway, around that figure. Okay, get these filled. Actually, I'm just going to fill one of them at the moment because I've only got 1 chili for it. And the other ones I'll fill when I've got a couple more chilies to go in. There we go. That's that in. And then I'll fill those 2 up when I get another couple chilies. So give it a water quick. There we go, and then I've just got the quad grow to do. These are a lot chunkier. I'm assuming they go together the same sort of way though. It looks pretty much the same. So the quad grow, there's room for 4 plants, hence quad grow. So that'll go on there. And these ones are generally for tomatoes, but obviously you can plant whatever you like in them. Because I'm not keen on tomatoes. I don't like them, but my family does. And I don't care that they like them. I don't. I have yet to find a tomato that doesn't just taste like wet, mushy grass. So if anyone has a recommendation for one that's not just vile, please let me know. So I'm just going to set them up here, but not put soil in, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to carry these if they're full of soil as well. Right. Okay, so washers go. So you've got this tube that goes in between these 2 holes there. So you just put a washer on the inside and the outside, and then you screw these filters on. There we go. And that's how they go together. It does come with more of this feed, Nutrigold A and B, but you don't start using that until you're filling the reservoir up and all the nutrients from your compost you're using have run out. This is the quad grow then. So the same as the other ones, you just water the plants first, and then when the top bit of the soil's dry, then you start filling the reservoir. So you just lift this up, these bits, like on the other ones, and just water into there. So I'm going to put these where they need to go. These are the chilies I planted. As you can see, they're doing absolutely nothing, even though they've been in for months now. So clearly I can't plant them in them. But anyway, I need to make some room in here so that I can actually put them somewhere. I have sorted it out for now. I've basically moved all of my stands over to the back there. I've kind of got them in order. So I've got like my sweet corns all at the top, pumpkins and squashes all on there. I've got like herbs and flowers on that one, beans and things on that one. So they're kind of in a, oh, and all my tomatoes here. So they're kind of in a sort of order. And then here's my new things. So I've got my 2 chili grows here. So these 2 are just tomatoes I've put in for some support for now, but they will be another 2 kinds of chilies. And then I've got my tomato quad grow. There we go. They've not been planted in yet, but I've just put them in there so I know what's going in. I've got a different type in each one. I've got a Tigerella, a Gardener's Delight, a Black Moon, and a Crimson Crush. So I've got different kinds, all equally as gross, but at least they're different. That's it for today, guys. So I'll put some of the clips of the village fair up next. It was like a May Day parade. So yeah, I'll put that up for you guys if you're interested. Well, whether or not you're interested, it's going in. So hopefully you are. And yeah, so got little jobs done today, but it's too hot now and I've not got a cold drink with me. All I've had today is coffee, so probably need to get some water in me. So yeah, gonna head off now. Okay, thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye guys.